Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined by Trevor and Konner.
Hey.
This is the first time in weeks we're all together.
The boys are back.
Because 2 weeks ago, Con was gone. Last week, I was gone.
It's true.
Thank goodness.
We're all back.
Nature is healing.
For a few weeks.
It felt really good to come in on a Monday today and be like, I looked at my schedule and I was like, this looks like a normal Foundation schedule. Like, this looks good. It looks like normal things this week.
Normal week.
Sounds good to me.
We had Ledgestone go down this past weekend, as well as the Finnish National Championships, which is why the Ledgestone field wasn't fully full.
Oh, I think I realized that.
We'll also go over the World's impact because they released some of the numbers. We'll do a little Silas Select, and we'll probably update our top 10. Probably.
We'll see.
We'll see how it happens.
Depends how long we talk about
plausibly
own gate.
But first, quick word from our sponsors.
That's right. Today's episode is sponsored to you by Goodr. Got my shades here for those of you watching. We love Goodr sunglasses. Connor's got his Goodr blue light glasses over there. That's right. Not just sunnies, they got blueies. We love Goodr sunglasses because they're perfect for disc golf. They are lightweight, fully polarized, very durable. I've got lots of pairs, all kinds of colors, shapes, and sizes. And here's the thing: they start at just $25. They're not going to break. Yep, they're not going to break the bank. You can try out all the different colors. They've got some more subtle ones, like the all blacks that I'm wearing right now. They've also got louder pairs out there, something for everybody, not just the colors, but the frames as well. And they protect your purchase. Goodr has an amazing policy, a 1-year warranty, and a 30-day exchange policy to make sure that your purchase is protected, so you don't have to worry about it. But listen, I've owned Goodrs for a while now, a lot of pairs. I've never broken one. Like,
no.
I haven't been stomping on them, but I chuck them around, and like they're incredible for that. Stay on your face while you're playing disc golf. They're great. So if you want to check out Goodr, highly recommend it. They've become very popular in the disc golf world for a really good reason. We love them. You can go to Goodr.com. That's GOODR.com/griplocked and use code griplocked, and you're going to get free shipping on your first pair. So no sweat. You get free shipping on the first pair. Remember, your purchase is protected, so you don't have to worry about it if you don't like them, but I guarantee you're going to love these things. So it's Goodr.com, GOODR.com/griplocked. Use code griplocked. Get yourself some free shipping on your first pair of Goodrs. Try these out. You're not going to regret it. You're going to want to get more and more pairs. Heck, when we go to USDGC, we'll probably have them at our booth, and they will sell out fast. They always do.
I got my whole family on Goodr. Whenever we were in New York 2 weeks ago, my mom was like, I need a new pair of sunglasses because she left hers.
Get the Goodrs.
Mm-hmm. And then she went to Dick's, and both my sisters went with her, and they all came back with sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, tell them at the register.
Yep.
I said, tell them at the register Foundation sent me.
Yeah,
or you could say
code griplocked.
Say Big Con.
It won't work.
Big Con sent me.
It won't work at Dick's.
Yeah, you'll pay full price, and then they'll ask you to leave.
But it does work online. So let's talk a little Ledgestone. We'll kick it off with the FPO results, where Valerie Mandujano took it down in a playoff
more exciting
against Owen Scoggins, and then you had Kat Murch coming in third place. Which, first off, Trevor basically predicted this on the previous show.
I had basically and I think this happens about once a year.
Every once in a while, yeah.
I think once a year, something pops into my brain from my subconscious that makes me make a prediction that is so outrageous and then ends up being correct. Val Mandujano and Kat Murch, like, they're no slouches, and they've been playing fine, but they certainly have not been threatening the winner's circle often this year. And for whatever reason on the previous show, I kind of felt like with the weekend field and with Northwood in play, I was like, don't be surprised. I literally said, don't be surprised to see names like a Val Mandujano or a Kat Murch pop up towards the top of the leaderboard. And then, like, I just was giddy when I saw them, like, headed into the final round and both in contention to win.
Yeah,
so,
they were.
Did it get you some pick? Was that for pick'em?
It was not.
No.
Oh, come on.
If you thought I was going to be that confident, but I did take Owen for pick'em, who ended up taking second and almost winning. So my pick'em wasn't far off, except for Holland Hanley. But who was going to predict that?
No one. Which that's the first thing I was going to talk about. Is actually before we get to the final round, the first kind of surprise of the tournament, because when you see a weekend field kind of going into every tournament this year, when you've had Kristen, which we don't know when we'll see Kristen again, when you've had Kristen, Evelina, Henna, Silva, all of them out of the field, you always are looking at, okay, Holland, Missy, this is the time where, like, it's not a free win, but it's a lot easier win.
Feels like a must win, and I think I believe Holland had another one of these at like Casey Wide Open where she did win.
Yeah.
There was another situation this year where I remember being a weakened field and being like, okay, Holland, like you've got to take care of business here. And in that case, she did. In this event,
she didn't
make the cut.
She didn't even like. It's like she was there, like supposed to take care of business and forgot to clock in for a shift. She ended up outside the cut line after a pretty hot 4 under at Sunset Hill, which obviously it wasn't.
Another name near the cut line there too, Cadence Burge.
Yes, Cadence also struggled. I think I picked Cadence in my top 3. Which,
I mean, hey, what can you do?
Wasn't shocking beforehand.
What can you do?
But Holland Handley, yeah. So really, the struggles were the first 2 rounds because Northwood Black, okay. Northwood, anything can happen. Nothing surprises me in Northwood.
We give people passes like when they blow up there because it's like if you're just having a bad day, it compiles.
Yeah.
But Sunset?
She shot 6 over at Northwood, but then Sunset Hill for Holland Handley, this should be the course that she like dominates the field on.
Yeah.
In my head, right? And I think historically she has. Don't fact check me on that, please, but it feels like a course where she should play very well at, and she shot 4 over at Sunset Hills, which that was shocking. So that put her 10 over, and the like projected cut line at that point was 3 over. So she was 7 strokes out, which heading into the second round at Sunset, impossible? No. Unlikely? Definitely. It seems she would have had to shoot what Val ended up shooting. Val Mandujano, 11 under, I think would have actually put her into the cut line, but she didn't. She shot a 4 under, which even a 4 under for Holland, I feel like if she would have went 4 under both rounds, that would have been like, okay, not quite as good as I expected, but fine.
That would have been like acceptable.
But that over par round 1 and 2, and I checked her Instagram because obviously she wasn't on coverage much at all this weekend, which how she was playing. I checked her Instagram, and the only posts leading up to it were basically like her practicing because to me, the first 2 rounds and her missing the cut with how she's been playing this season screamed injury of some type, but I think it might just be fatigue. Obviously, she traveled to Europe for a long time, so did a lot of players, but maybe it affected her more. I don't know. It was very uncharacteristic for her to end up, because she ended up in 29th place.
Well, the leaderboard almost did this kind of flip-flop thing where like you had the more outside looking in players like Val Mandujano and Kat Murch, towards the top of the leaderboard. Even players like Emily Weatherman and, Own, until the world title, hasn't been living on the podium this year.
Yeah.
They all, played really well. And then you have Ella, Cadence, Holland, more recent.
Ella. Where was Ellie?
Towards the cut line as well, 22nd
there.
So you had more recently successful FPO players really struggling at this event. So, yeah, it was definitely an interesting one and produced some really, like, fresh lead feature cards there towards the end of the tournament, because it was like, oh, look at, we're watching Kat Murch and Val, like this is different. Rebecca Don in there as well.
Yeah, which Rebecca Don, I believe, now this definitely should have helped, I believe was already leading Rookie of the Year race.
Oh, she's got to be.
And so
who
now
else is in contention?
I can pull it up. The PDGA posted it a few days ago.
Because she's been really good.
She should be now, the by far front runner.
Yeah.
But yeah, going into the final round, you had Valerie Mandujano at 17 under, Kat Murch at 16, Rebecca Don at 15, and then Missy Gannon was at 12. Going into Northwood, Missy, anything was possible. It did feel like Own 6 strokes back, it was going to take something pretty spectacular. And it felt like Missy being on that lead card might have been in a better position to like be pushing, because I think sometimes feeling a player like Missy breathing down your neck, where, proven winner on tour, has won multiple times this year, major winner, having her where you're exchanging strokes, I kind of was almost expecting maybe Missy to be the one that charged, but it was Own.
Own forgot how to miss putts. Every time they've switched to her on that back 9, it was just another putt, another putt, another putt.
Well, what was crazy was, so this final round, which says finals at Sunset, which that's incorrect. It was a playoff. They accidentally put it Sunset. Anyways, the final round at Northwood, she shot an 8 under, which was 5 strokes clear of the field for the hot round. So she annihilated this, which if you look at round 1, I think 6 under was. So like players had shot that solid, but
she did it, all on the back basically?
Pretty much. So she was 1 under on the front and then shot 7 under on the back.
That's insane.
And so that got her actually in the clubhouse at 19 under, while Valerie Mandujano was at 20 under going into hole 18. She was at 21 under going into hole 17, but she was at 20 under going into hole 18. And then Kat Murch was at 19 under going into hole 18. So you had this interesting thing, because they said this on coverage, where Valerie Mandujano apparently hadn't parred hole 18 since 2022. So not good at hole 18. this tournament we can fact check that and know she went bogey round 1 and bogey in the final round eventually. But historically, she had not played hole 18 well.
It was
so
averaging
you had
like
her,
a 4.3 for the field.
No, there was literally I think like 2 or 3 birdies
because
all year.
people weren't birdieing it. Yeah.
So you had Val Mandujano coming in, and if she bogeyed, she was going to be tied with Own. And then Kat Mertz just had to make par, which
she didn't realize on the tee, though, because, well, for starters, we might not know what she realized on the tee.
Kat Mertz didn't know anything.
Because we come to find out after everybody types out that she thought Val won and then was like shocked when it was a playoff.
Yeah.
I had to explain to my wife for a good 15 minutes why certain players don't look at the scores, and she was like, but I don't understand, like, you have to know where you're at to do, and I'm like, yep, correct yes, this is all correct, you do need to know these things. They still don't do it, some players. But in any case, yeah, I think that obviously if she could hit reverse and would have known that Val was going to make bogey, she could have had a pretty easy par from where her drive landed.
Yeah, which playing head-to-head against Val is what she had to do.
She did, yeah.
But for whatever reason, she didn't. She had no clue that Own was also tied with her.
Yeah, she made the right plays for that hole because of where where Val was at.
But she ends up bogeying. Val ends up bogeying, mainly because Val was in a fine position just to hit a tree directly in front of her, which it was a tough like patent pending, multiple gaps, but all were very tight. Hit a tree, kicked over. Actually, it was a pretty impressive bogey save because she had to hit like a 20. What did they give it to her? 20.
It had to be 25.
They gave her 28. Footer for the bogey save.
I thought like when you are spiraling like that, and if you go back a hole, 17 was a worse mistake because up to this point, she was coasting. I mean,
she was doing completely
her angle control and her gap hitting was so good that it didn't feel like she was going to make a mistake. And then 17, she just lets go OB, and like you just can't do that when you're coasting the lead. Like you have to stay away from that OB, and so that was really the big mistake that even puts the pressure on. But the way she was kind of folding there to make that putt to get to the playoff, I was like, that's huge. Like that was very impressive that she was able to kind of collect her nerves there.
So then, regardless, we eventually get to the playoff hole 18, and Own, first off, just gives herself a long putt to end it on the first round. Like I think it was probably like a 55-footer, 50-ish. And so it kind of felt like with how Own has been playing recently, this is about to be over. It's not. They both bogey hole 1 the first time. Then the second time around, they both come up for the par. And what was interesting here was the second time around, Own makes her putt, which I don't think they actually give me how far that was. Oh yeah, they do playoff. There we go.
Well,
23-footer.
But she had the first putt was the exact same putt for birdie that she had for par in the last one, and yet she airmailed it. It looked like it was in the whole way, and it was just long.
And she actually gave herself a kind of a tester behind this, like
it was a little straddle putt.
It could have been dangerous. Own, it didn't even matter.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time she actually spent over it because the coverage gave us like as soon as they cut to her, she was throwing the putt, so there was no drama.
And the putter was like coming out of her hand, and I was like, oh, there it was. Most important putt so far.
They kept showing us replays of her missed putt, and then for whatever reason, and then they cut to it, and she just throws it. I was like, oh, well, I thought it was going to be dramatic.
Build up there.
And then Val had what would have been a
about 5
like
feet?
10-footer.
Yeah, maybe 10.
But for whatever reason, Owen Scoggins they had talked about like your putt's good, you'll make that, which can't do. This isn't match play, playoff.
Very fun.
And so Owen walks over and picks up her disc and walks away and then hands it to Val. And Heinold's like, hey, you got to finish out the putt.
Yeah.
And so there's two things to talk about here because, let's finish talking about the playoff and then we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Next hole, Val Mandujano gives herself a birdie look, which then she eventually makes
like a
42-footer is what they give her.
42?
I thought it was just outside the circle.
I thought so too.
42 is what they gave her.
Either way, it was a very good putt.
It was outside the circle.
It was a very good putt.
And Owen ends up tapping out the par. So Valerie Mandujano takes down her first Pro Tour win in 2 years. Obviously, she went through that ankle injury and all of that stuff. She had won, I think she won once in 2023. I think she won twice in 2022.
Did she win twice in 3 or 2? Because she won
once
Waco.
in 2023. I know that.
Okay, so
I believe she won twice in 2022. I'll pull it up now.
She may have won Waco, and then she
won Idlewild in 2023, Portland and Waco in 2022. Okay. Because I believe Portland, she also won, I believe it was a Q Series or silver event up there, if I remember correctly. Or Or maybe they were just back to back.
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. She went. Didn't she go back to back up there in like the Northwest?
I believe so. Maybe it wasn't a pro tour. It might have just been like Beaver State or something. But that was back in 2022. Then 2023, she won once. And then 2 years go by. She has the ankle injury. She rehabs. She never really fully got back to where she was. And then finally this weekend, she has the breakthrough win. So huge congrats to Val. It was really, she played very solid all weekend, but the 11 under round 3 was definitely the highlight.
Yeah. That was
very, very impressive.
In a long time.
Impressive round there, and then she was able to hold on in the final round. But let's get back to the playoff own gate incident, if you will. First thing I want to say is I think that given the circumstance, the right call was made. I think it's just let it play out. It is what it is. But I do disagree because there's people online that are like, oh, no rule was broken. I disagree with that. I do think a rule was broken.
You think a rule is broken and the right thing to do is not enforce the rule?
I do. Given the situation.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, I think
that's a hot take.
I think because if you just read the rule for black and white, the rule was definitely broken.
So
the rule essentially
it's intentionality.
It's intentionally interfere with a lie. And what people are saying is Owen Scoggins didn't intentionally interfere. But let's look at it this way.
It really depends on if you read the words separately or together.
Well,
because what she did was intentional, but she
did interfere with the lie.
Right, but she wasn't intending to interfere.
Yeah.
But she did interfere intentionally. So that's where it's tricky. Is like it comes.
Well, she was intending to interfere because she was intending to pick up the lie.
She was intending to help pick it up and like give her a putt. Interfere implies something malicious.
Her intention was to pick up a disc for her.
That's the thing is if it doesn't have malicious intent, but malicious intent and intent, although different, both intent. So like, for instance, we have Trevor's Gooders here.
Yes.
Right? If they're sitting here and I'm like, hey, Trevor, you mind if I pick those up?
Yeah.
Yeah. I intended to pick it up. I did pick it up, and I did change the lie. It's not lying there anymore. All those things are true.
Right. Yes.
So, given the rule,
if the rule said, but see, interfere is the weird rule that's weird.
I'll pull it up.
If it just said intentionally change the lie, then I think I would be, and I still don't know where I sit on this, like whatever. At the end of the day, luckily it doesn't matter.
A player who intentionally interferes with another player's disc in any of the following ways receives 2 penalty throws. So intentionally interferes with another player's disc.
And what are the following ways? Read.
The first one's altering the course of a thrown disc, so that's like hitting it. Moving or obscuring a thrown disc or marker disc other than the process of identification.
Identification, retrieval, marking. So that's the thing is like it was retrieval, but obviously not legal.
But it wasn't intentionally interfering a disc.
Yeah,
it was.
It was
not
intentional.
maliciously.
It was intentional.
She was not intentionally interfering with it.
Correct. She
but it did interfere with the lie.
But that's what I'm saying.
But exactly, it did interfere, but she wasn't intentionally interfering. She was intentionally handing.
But how do you hand without interfering?
But her intention wasn't interfering, though. Also, I think,
but
so
it was because she intended for her not to throw that putt.
But if she conceded the hole too, then if in your mind the hole is over, is there a way to intentionally interfere if the hole is over and now it's not a lie anymore?
That's where
because technically, if you've conceded, it's not a lie anymore.
The tricky part is if Val agreed and said like you can pick it up. That's where
given everyone agreed, I think the right call was made, which is no call.
Yeah,
but I still think a rule was broken.
I think I would agree. I think I would say a rule was broken.
It's a black and white rule was broken.
You can get as semantic as you want with
but the right call was made.
But yeah, I think if you're trying to like read into it too much, it's like you can within the PDGA rules. There's so much ambiguous language like interfere
and
that
intentionally
you can make it be whatever you want.
Way too
but I think we all understand that whether you're told to or not, if you pick up somebody's disc when they haven't finished the hole, a rule's broken there. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You can't pick up somebody's disc when the hole hasn't been finished and then put it back.
But if you concede, is the hole finished?
You can't concede.
No, you can't concede.
You're not allowed
That's
to.
the thing.
Okay.
Unless
play.
Did she concede though?
They agreed to.
So they already broke a rule before that then.
Correct, but the rule wasn't broken until Owen picked up the disc.
Right, but like nothing yet.
But technically, if you can't concede the hole, then whenever they agreed to concede, they broke a rule.
But she didn't.
If Val would have picked it up, walked away, the rule that
you
conceding
can't break
rule,
rules with the words that you're saying.
Well, I'm saying the rule would have been broken, the conceding rule, as soon as they threw the next tee shot, and then it would have been Val misplay, Val's disqualified.
Okay.
Yeah, like if Val would have been the one to pick up the disc.
If Heinold would have said nothing, right, and just let it happen, And
the funny thing is, we probably wouldn't have noticed because
walked
they probably
away.
wouldn't have, on coverage, we wouldn't have seen it.
Well, I'm saying if we saw Owen pick it up,
this
she didn't.
putt
Whatever,
had to be close. How close was that?
It was like 10
a tap
feet.
in. It was a tap in.
It was missable.
I don't think I would even give it 10 feet.
That's missable.
They gave it 12. It was outside the bullseye.
It
was an actual C1 putt. Yeah.
Oh, well, see, that's just criminal.
That's very missable.
See,
Yes.
that is actually criminal that you would pick that up.
It was an actual putt.
I've seen some hooked on the fingers
Very
happen.
much so.
I didn't. From when I watched it, when she put it back, it actually looked to me like it.
I think she put it back inside I think she put it back inside the bullseye. But I think it was picked up outside the bullseye.
Okay, because I'd have to look back to remember. Like, I saw obviously the upshot, and I thought to myself it was just outside of the mulch. But I guess it slid further than that. You're saying?
They gave her a 12-foot putt.
Well, I don't trust them. They gave her a 42-footer on the winner.
But if you're the 12-foot is you're outside of the outside, so it's an actual putt, not a tap in. It's a C1X putt.
I need to see.
Regardless, though,
I need to see where this upshot landed.
Basically, if Heinold wouldn't have said something and they went back and played, then it would have been on Val as a misplay.
Yeah.
So that's where, like, to me,
it was so awkward.
To me, it's just it's the right call to be like, hey, you got to finish out the hole, place it back where it was, and let's move on. But as the rule sits, I do think a rule was broken because she did intentionally interfere with the lie because she intentionally didn't be like, hey, you're not throwing this putt, so I'm gonna pick it up, which is interfering with the lie, and she did intentionally do that.
I would certainly.
So both of those would say intentionally interfered with the lie, rule broken, but it's the right call.
I would certainly sit on the fence of the side of the fence that the rule was broken. I will say what was hilarious was watching Ian
like if
and
Heinold would have called it, he would have been in the right, but it would have been the wrong PR move.
This is inside the bullseye. Here, hold on a second. I had a perfect screenshot of it right here. You can see on Owen's missed putt. That's where Val's putter was. So, like, she's just inside.
Okay, then she must have marked it farther.
And nobody's missing that putt.
No, so it was like 5 feet.
It's like, it's
she
5
marked
or 6
it farther
feet.
then.
Yeah.
She definitely marked it
I think
farther.
so. I think when she put it back, I remember thinking, that wasn't as far.
Because imagine if she marks it and then misses it.
Yeah. This whole thing could have been 100 times worse.
Because then the other thing that kind of saved it too is Val went on to win. So even if you're like, okay, Owen broke the rule, she should have been penalized. Well, the same person won.
And also, to be fair, like, if Val would have lost, Val would not have. She wouldn't want to win that way. Like, nobody wants to win that way.
That's why I'm saying the right call was made.
But everybody would have argued on the behalf of that. Like, should have been. It's this whole thing where the PDGA already gets a lot of crap for not enforcing rules, and people are already on guard with that, especially online. So, like, when this happened, it was immediately back to the, like, you've got to be able to set this precedent. Like, a rule's broken, and it's such a weird one. Like, I'm curious, like, we'll talk about this on debate night. I want to get more opinions on this.
Well, I think the big split, I'm probably in the
language of the rule, I think, is almost like I think that's like the least of this. I think it's
I'm
really
in the
deciding
minority where I think a rule was broken and I think the right no call was made.
I think you probably will be.
Because I think people, from what I've seen online, people are either like, she didn't break a rule. Yeah. Or they're like, she should have been penalized.
Right. Most people are talking about that.
And I'm like, I think she did break a rule, just reading it black and white. But I think given the whole circumstance, you gotta just
a lot of things weren't done the technical way.
Yeah.
So
you just gotta replace it back. Let's play it out because both players are in agreement. They picked it up because again, if nothing's said, then Val's the one that breaks the rule. If nothing's said, because then Val wouldn't have finished the hole, and then the next tee when she teed off, she's the one that misplayed because she didn't finish the hole.
Well,
so if you let it go long enough,
nothing said, Owen still broke the rule. It's a double rule break. Well, yeah, because she interfered with the lie and Val didn't finish the hole. It's a double rule break.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, they both broke the rule because you can't pick up that disc and Val has to finish out the hole.
That's what I'm saying.
It's double.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like at the end of the day, it was best for Heinold just be like, hey, you gotta finish the hole, place it back where it was, and let's move on.
Brutal. It's a brutal situation because like I understand it. Like I can totally see how this happens because like
it feels like match play.
You get in such a match play mentality, and then especially like Val, like when Owen, somebody who's been on like playing disc golf for a long time, and like you're in your brain is fried at this point because you're just trying to focus on this playoff, and she just like that's good. Like when she just says that to you, you probably just autopilot and be like sure, and like you're just so focused on the next tee because this putt was not on her mind. It was a tap in. So all she's thinking about is her next tee shot, and you're like, sure, let's go.
Well, that's the other thing is like in any other circumstance, right? This call could never be okay, because the rest of the field's not there to say, I'm okay to give her that.
Right.
But in this, the only person that it affected was Owens Goggins, and she said, you're good, I can pick it up if you're fine with that. And they both said yeah. So, like, literally the entire field of what was still playing was like, yeah, we're good, we'll pick that up. Right. So, like, from that's the other thing of, like, if the call was made, which, again, technically I think it could have been, if the call was made, that also is a weird one because now you're also going against the entire field. So then Val would have felt terrible because she's like, I told her she could pick it up.
It would. Yeah. I think we can all agree that we're glad we got to see this tournament played out like on the course and not that. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
It would have been kind of like wild to watch, but I wanted to. I mean, I had already watched a few playoff holes. I've been watching this whole round of FPO. Like, I want to see this thing play out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm glad it ended the way it did. I was happy for Val, and so, like, yeah. I think
people. Oh, the other thing I want to bring up is people have been comparing this to when Cal Longquist picked up Calvin's disc. And the key difference there was no intentionality because Cal thought he was picking up his disc.
Right.
So Cal picked it up, realized it was Calvin's disc, and then was like, hey, guys, because he putted. If you remember, he marked his lie. He moved his disc. He putted. Calvin's disc was in front of his lie. So then he thought that was his disc. So he picked his disc up when he came back or whatever. That's different because it was in a state of confusion. He thought he was picking up his disc, whereas Owen knew she was picking up Val's disc.
It's true.
So that's the big difference.
There's a difference there.
Is like, it wasn't, he didn't pick up Calvin's disc because he didn't get stroked as he should.
Very much an accident.
Yeah, that was just a complete accident. This wasn't an accident. It was an agreed upon interference of intentionality. But she
agreed upon intentional interference.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. But the right call was made. Nothing should have been done. They should have kept playing. They did. Val won.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got caught up in the middle of one of these in a college event once at Nationals. Because we were playing with Clemson on our card, and it's collegiate doubles. There's 2 discs in play, and on this hole in particular, one of their shots had gone way out of bounds. And I went and retrieved it for them. But what I didn't realize was it was either hazard or there was reason for them to potentially consider taking that disc because of where it went out compared to their other drive. And so I obviously was not trying to do anything malicious, just trying to go grab their disc because I was over grabbing my disc. But they like played a provisional and took it to the rules after just to, like, they weren't trying to be scumbags, but they just wanted to see. I mean, it was Nationals, and they didn't end up getting a ruling from it. So accident guy wins.
There you go. Now
and that's the case law they used to make this call. They said,
wow.
Trevor v. Clemson 2018.
Yeah, that's
what they used. Yeah, they looked it up on law.net.
Whenever I played in college on our collegiate team, there was one guy that would always make another guy really, really upset because if it was like a first available tree situation, he would always pick up that disc. And then the other guy would be like, dude, you gotta stop doing that. What if that one's out of bounds? He's like, I can see it in the middle of the fairway. He's like, but still, like, anything can happen. And he's like, are you kidding me? I'm not coming back here to pick up this disc.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not coming back either way. It's OB, we're taking it.
Oh, man. College, man. That's some fun stuff. There were just so many stories that were flooding my mind. I was like, we got to move on. We'll just talk college disc golf for 30 minutes. MPO-wise, Gannon Buhr won the snooze fest because he's freaking so good.
Gannon did the
I have a take on this. So Gannon won by 5 over Kyle Klein in second, Isaac Robinson in third. There was one moment of drama. Hole 5.
Yeah.
Gannon double bogeyed. He threw his drive, short OB, then threw this drop zone shot, OB, tapped out his double bogey to Luke Taylor's birdie, which cut it to 2. And Isaac Robinson was actually also cutting to 2. But then he went on to just be like, oh, you thought there was going to be drama. There's not. I'm freaking good. This is where I think the field might be in trouble, is because in his interview afterwards, Gannon didn't really seem to care win or loss. Like, he was excited to defend his title. He was excited to win. But he has his eyes set on, he wants to break the ratings record.
Yeah.
He's at 1061.
Yeah, he's 1-2 away technically.
I think that the field might be in trouble because there's an external factor that they can't control driving Gannon. Yeah. And I think that's why, because in the final round, if you watch, there were several putts that there was no need for Gannon to run putts on elevated baskets from far out, and he was banging them.
He's on a mission for
But the dude is thinking about one thing.
Yeah,
and
he's
that's
playing against the system.
I want to be 1063 rated.
He's trying to
That's
beat
what he
the
wants
machine.
to be. And so at that point,
it's a crazy record.
Because he's 1061 right now. The record was Paul McBeth at 1062.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get to 1063.
And that was during the inflation.
And he said, I played really good to finish out last year, so basically this month is my chance at it. Is how
I mean, I would
it.
agree because like you have to love him at all of these like wooded technical courses, like when he's throwing it this well. I think this tournament was still really fun in round 3. Like round 3 was a banger because you had really fun lead card and then the chase card of just gunners.
Yeah.
And you had Luke Taylor, AB, and Silas Selects throwing 100 miles an hour just right down every single gap for a while there until all their wheels cut off. But basically,
Luke Taylor's wheels didn't fall off.
No, but he was just the furthest one back, so he was just climbing back into it. But basically, round 3 was like this whole, especially with Paul, it was just like, okay, is he going to be the guy that can stick with Gannon? And he got within 1 at one point, and then
he fell off.
He did what Paul just has been doing, and I thought this tournament was going to be different because his putt was not the problem.
It was disgusting.
He was putting really well, especially early in this tournament.
And his circle too. He was reining them in.
It was way more confident, but his throw just got a little bit squirrely, and then I think he just really quickly got defeated, which it's really tough when you're playing against Gannon and you get 4 back and you're like, well, how am I ever going to get these strokes back? Especially when he does slip up and then you also slip up. So by the end of round 3, it was like going into the final round, I was like, all right, well, at Eureka, Gannon's going to walk.
That was a
in.
tough part because Gannon ended up with a 3-stroke lead going into Eureka.
That's just not a lead that he's going to blow at that course.
You wouldn't think.
That's what I always feel like Northwood is the way it should end.
Well, so there was a discussion about this online.
Well, it's just the spectator situation.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because people are like, and I understand it because at the end of the day, if you play both courses twice, the results should be the same. But the pressure at Northwood, I think, could make Northwood play harder.
The back 9 in Northwood looks miserable.
Because Eureka,
Northwood's pretty gross.
Eureka, yes, there's OB. I mean, technically the two courses, speaking of ratings,
of stock shots,
rate the same. But when you are playing a little more defensive in a lead, it's easier. Like you can get away with throwing hyzers. You can get away with like chipping around the course a little bit more. Not to say Gannon did because he didn't, but you can get away and defend a lead more. Whereas at Northwood, a lot of times it's like there's only one gap, and it's just how hard am I throwing through that gap?
And if you don't hit these gaps kind of hard and get down the fairways, it makes the rest of the hole miserable. Like you got to advance down these fairways. It makes such a huge difference. So like it's not a ton of safety in that.
No. Speaking of Paul's putt, I did pull up the stats. He was 92% C1X on the weekend and 52% C2 on the weekend. He didn't lead either because Braden Sides was 69%. Mason
C2.
McLean was 64% C2. Luke Taylor was 58% C2. There was just some Circle 2 killers out there.
That spin putt.
He's
got such a wristy, spinny putt.
And then look at this.
Some of them were so good.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players that were 100% C1X this weekend. 5 of them across 4-round tournament. 5 guys didn't miss a Circle 1 putt.
Yeah, and
Isaac
had 52 of them. He had like 20 more than some of those
Isaac
guys.
went 52 for 52. Eagle McMahon went 36 for 36. Marweed 35.
Wow.
Klein 34,
dogs,
and then Luke
bro.
Sampson 14 C1X putts. The dude was either outside the circle or he was in the normal bullseye.
That is I think this tournament was pretty darn exciting up until the final round.
Even the final round, like I said, hole 5, there was that flash of, because Isaac was charging. Isaac was having a phenomenal final round. Luke Taylor at that point hadn't slowed up yet because it was only hole 5 and it cut to 2, and you did have at least the thought that something could happen. But I mean, Gannon, the only hole he missed on the back 9 was 18.
It was just kind of like another birdie, another birdie, another birdie, another birdie. But like that's what he does. That's why he's the best.
Yeah, he is disgusting. He is now in the last 3 weeks won 3 tournaments on 3 different continents.
Wow.
He went Europe, Asia, U.S.
That's
North America. But yeah,
U.S. Our favorite continent.
He won the gold medal over in China, and then obviously Worlds in Europe.
It's pretty hard not to imagine that he is just going to clean house.
He also now has the largest Pro Tour point standing in history. He actually had it going into the week, they were saying, but he extended it, winning here.
His points total or lead?
Lead.
Oh, okay. I was like,
lead over the field because he's at 1946.
Gosh,
AB's at 1569. So quick math, that's what, like 380.
Well, AB's in
roughly?
second. He's got 1 win.
Yeah. Gannon's disgusting.
Crazy.
It's funny because like if you go back to Grip Lock a few years ago when I think it was during Kristen's initial dominance, we were just talking so much about like the MPO parity, and there were so many arguments for Player of the Year, and this is so great. we're kind of out of the era of dominance. When is FPO going to do that? And it just flipped. Now it's just like Gannon Buhr's player of the year.
To be fair, though,
doesn't matter.
Like Gannon, he didn't have his first win until April.
It's not as dominant as last season.
And outside of Gannon, there's a ton of unique winners.
Yeah, there's a lot of unique winners. It's just Gannon's now won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, including a major. And like last year he got to 9. But who's to say he doesn't win 3 of the last 4?
Did Kristen have like 13 that one year?
She might have.
I think she had like 13.
Kristen's dominance was more like she wasn't finishing off the podium.
But no, I mean Gannon is.
But Gannon's just disgusting.
Gannon has been.
And he's doing it because a lot of people are starting to argue Gannon GOAT. I think his reign needs to last longer before we can discuss that. But where the argument comes from is the era he's doing it in, because he does have. When you had Climo, obviously Climo was in a much earlier era. The game hadn't fully developed. You get into the Paul era, and it really was Paul versus Rick. This era, it's Gannon versus like 20 guys. Week in and week out. Field is ridiculous. Luke Taylor was pushing Gannon this weekend.
He's in 31st place.
You know what I mean? And like Luke Taylor is no slouch at disc golf, but he's not your week in, week out guy. And so you have all these guys where like if someone's hot, they can win a tournament. And so it's just like before Paul, if Rick was off and Paul was slightly off, Paul could still win.
He's doing it during a time where you can't predict.
Gannon can't be slightly off.
Yeah.
Like if you're off, you lose. It's basically that's this era of disc golf in MPO.
So darn
and he's just not off. He's just he's very rarely off.
Man.
And what sucks is there's a lot of guys who are also disgustingly good at disc golf, like AB, like Isaac Robinson. Heck, Kyle Klein did great this weekend. Calvin's been emerging. But the problem is they're doing it in Gannon's era. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, luckily Isaac does it at majors because we'll remember him for how many he's going to win across there. Yeah. But like a guy like AB,
I say AB is the
could live in Gannon's shadow for his whole entire career.
I say AB is the one who's got the worst kind of draw here because I feel like he would have. I think a lot of his losses, even like when he finishes like 4th. Really, it's because he was one of the main guys chasing him and just got defeated by Gannon. Just like I think that happens a lot to him, where he is on Gannon's heels or trying to make a comeback, and you're just fighting against somebody who's not making mistakes. Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times now I watch Gannon, and he's got this 3 or 4 shot lead, and he makes a mistake first on the tee, and you could just see it in everybody's eyes. After they then mess up, they're so mad because like that was it. Like he's not going to do that again. And when you have a player like that you're trying to chase, it's impossible because
how Kristen made the field.
It puts so much pressure on you. Yeah, exactly.
Kristen made the field feel that way. Paul for an era, Paige Pierce for an era. They make the field feel like that. Where like when they mess up, whenever that happens, you're not getting many opportunities across the course of a round to capitalize, and it puts so much more pressure on your tee shot, on your up shot, on your putt, whatever it is. And then when you go on to mess up, it really you're almost better playing on chase card and you don't have to see it.
Yeah, just don't even
because then you can just play your game and not think about it. And I'm sure some guys try to do that, but it's very hard when
you're watching it happen.
Because Gannon just kind of not that he seems unbeatable because the guys beat him, but like he gets into modes where he seems unbeatable. And it's similar to Isaac Robinson at Worlds, where like when some of these players get into this mode, it's just like, if they don't beat themselves, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. And that's kind of where Gannon's at right now. He's gotten hot. And going into, because I think we have Idlewild starting in a few days. Idlewild, I could see him losing Idlewild. Because Idlewild brings in so much of the field because it's a shorter course, more technical.
Yeah.
But D-Glow, GMC, MVP, USDGC, I think Gannon's picking up at least 2 or 3 more wins the rest of this year.
Well, the one thing, and I mean, the one guy realistically right now, as I look at the past few events that is surely going to stop him at one of these next couple events is Isaac Robinson, because Isaac is still playing.
You would think either Idlewild or GMC or MVP, Isaac's going to win.
Like he's still playing very good golf right now, and I think he's gonna get one of these.
And I don't hate
few.
AB at D-Glow. Like it's not like Gannon has a cakewalk in.
No,
you gotta like Gannon. I think the secondary thing to start talking about is obviously Paul. We just briefly mentioned. Yet again got himself in contention. Yet again just couldn't finish. So this is now, we're past the 2-year mark since Paul's last win. Ricky is getting very late in the season to get his first win.
He's beyond a year now. July was his last.
So
last year.
Now we're looking like Idlewild, I think, is probably Ricky's best bet left, in my opinion, because I do think Idlewild's going to bring the field together a little bit more. When you're looking at, like, Ricky could win any weekend, don't get me wrong, but given this season, I like so many other guys better at D-Glow GMC MVP than Rick.
Rick is not. Rick has been totally fine this year in the grand scheme of things, but he has not been a guy that you're throwing into the he could win conversation very often because he's just not threatening wins.
And no, because he's getting a few solid finishes, like second, third, at a few of these tournaments.
Earlier in the year, I feel like he was almost getting closer.
No, yeah. Recently, he just went back-to-back 11th place. He came in 7th, the European Disc Golf Festival. But a lot of the times he's coming in second, he had chances down the stretch at making a move for first and failed.
Yeah, I feel like recently he just hasn't been great.
And so that's where Rick, he's definitely on a watch of, can he get a win this season? Because that'll be... I think we've already seen the change in the guard from the Ricky Paul era into the Gannon, AB, Isaac, era. But that'll be the real one is when we go a full season and neither Ricky or Paul get a win.
Because Calvin almost bridges a little bit of that gap, and he got a win. But so far we've seen no wins from Paul, Rick, Simon, Eagle. Those are guys that exist in that era. Chris Dickerson exists in that era a little bit. Those are 5 players right there who none of them have a win.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of that guard. I mean, that's basically the chunk of it there.
Yeah.
So, crazy.
Very interesting. It happened a lot faster than I think most of us thought it would. But here we are. All right, well, let's hop into a fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia, right after these messages.
Okay, so we are doing another one of these flight number trivia situations. So
a Sporkle quiz?
No. So you are guessing a disc based on the answer to the different flight number correlated.
Yes, I believe there was controversy involved last time, and by that I mean I remember Hunter getting heated, but I don't know what for.
I don't really remember. It's been a long time.
I probably thought there was only what?
Hunter said something I don't remember.
So you're trying to guess
just
a disc.
Normal Trevor
trivia. 3 strikes, I'm out this time.
There's just guesses. I will give you each at the end of this. You guys will each get a guess at the disc, so you can use 2 different ones.
We're not working together this time.
No, you are working together. You guys just each get your guess as for the team. So you're going to be guessing. You're going to have a question related to the manufacturer, the speed, the glide, the turn, and the fade.
Yep, I remember.
The turn, if it has a number associated with it, so
negative.
if it's greater than 0, it will be negative.
Okay.
But the answer obviously will not be negative. Okay. So we'll start with your manufacturer clue.
Okay. This manufacturer boasts 13 FPO World titles, sponsored players, most of any manufacturer.
May I ask a clarifying question?
Yeah.
Does that mean they won under this manufacturer?
Under this manufacturer.
Okay.
At the time the world title was won, they were under this manufacturer. 13 of them, most of any manufacturer. I think by a pretty good
world
margin.
titles?
13.
Yes.
I mean, it's got to be Innova.
Surely.
I think Elaine King was with Innova when she was winning. I think she's with Discraft now. Des Redding was. Val Jenkins was.
Juliana Corver.
Yeah, it's got to be Innova for sure. Because Prodigy... Because Paige won some under Prodigy, some under DD, Cat won under Prodigy, but not 13. 13 is so many.
It's got to be.
It's got to be Innova. Okay, so Innova.
So your speed is Gannon, Buhr, and Adam Hammes combined tour wins this season.
Gannon,
doesn't include A tiers, just Pro Tours and Majors.
Gannon, Buhr, and who?
Hammes.
6.
Okay.
We just looked at Gannon, and we know he had 5, and Hammes has won 1.
Okay.
Majors
6
count?
Speed. That's
Majors
interesting.
count.
6.
Your 6 speed.
Your glide
it's
is Ricky Wysocki total majors 1.
Total majors 1. I think that's 5 or 6. 3 worlds.
It's a leopard. Or leopard.
Your turn is Drew Gibson Pro Tour wins minus Joey Bucket's Pro Tour wins.
Oh goodness.
So it's maybe a -1. Gibson won Portland. These are Pro Tour. It excludes any National Tour. I don't need to think back that far.
Correct.
Okay. I don't even know if Gibson's won a National Tour. Joey Bucket's won Idlewild, and this doesn't count Silver Series, right?
No.
True Pro Tour wins.
Yeah, these are all
Pro
Tour wins.
Bucket's won Idlewild. I don't think he's won anything else. So -1, and then Drew Gibson. So it's blank -1. So we're either looking at a 0 or a -1 or 2. So
this is a really important one.
Leopard's gone. Either no matter what, Leopard's gone because I don't think Gibson's won 4.
Your fade is how many times Paul Macbeth has won the MVP Open, not the Vibram Open, which he won 1 time. So this is just since it's been called the MVP Open. How many times has he won it?
I think we're looking like a 6-5-0-2.
So you're looking at
maybe
you're looking
6-5 -1-3.
You're looking for
or maybe 7-5. Like it didn't have to be 6. What was our first question?
No, I'm pretty
Gannon,
confident
Buhr, and
on 6.
Adam Hammer's combined tour wins this season.
I guess what speed's a TL?
What is your give me your final manufacturer and flight numbers, and I will tell you how many you have correct.
Okay, final, because I'm just kind of in a ballpark on most of them.
Well, I'm just saying like the best you could guess, and I'll just tell you how many you have correct before you start guessing.
6-5 -1-2.
You have 2 of those correct. Of all the things you just said, 2 of them are correct.
Okay, I think it's the speed and Innova. But the rest I'm ballparking. I think we're in the right area.
Okay,
because
so
I don't
we just
think
need
the
to think
negative
of Innova 6
it can't be
speeds.
super flippy because Drew Gibson hasn't won that much.
So you guys can each make your guess now.
So we need like semi flippy. I'm Adam Ham has only won once on tour this year. I'm pretty confident in that. And we just read that Gannon Buhr's won 5. I just looked at it.
Did just read that.
So unless Ham has won 2, but what would Ham as his second be? Do you want to guess a 7-speed? I'll guess a 6-speed. Just do that to be safe.
Okay. Sure, we can. Flight number wise, it sounds similar to a T-Bird, 7-speed.
Yeah. Because that would be a 0-3. I just don't know how many times Paul's won MVP.
Is a T-Bird a 0-3?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I don't know. The turn could definitely be 0. It could be 1-1. But I feel like Drew might have won 2, which put it at -1.
Yeah.
Which then we're looking at Eagle.
Yeah. But is Eagle a 7-speed?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think it's a
What other
3.
6 speeds are there other than the Leopard?
That's why I don't remember if a TL is a 6 or not. Because there's a TL and there's a TL3. And they either go 6-7 or 7-8.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think a TL3 is a 7. I don't think they have many 8
So I think
speeds.
I'm going to guess a TL.
And I'll guess an Eagle.
There you go.
Okay. Unfortunately, your manufacturer was wrong.
Oh, no.
It's Discraft. Elaine won all her titles with Discraft.
So
Joanna Corver actually won 3 of her world titles with Discraft.
Wow.
So Discraft has 13.
So was it
Val won a couple with Discraft. What I didn't realize
Val won 1 with Discraft.
No, she actually won 3 with Discraft before going to Innova. And then won another. I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that.
I literally saw that on this is on their website. They have all their FPO champions, and I was like, "What?" Like I didn't realize that.
So that's probably why Innova was being so stingy, giving her that disc.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
It's Discraft. Other than that, Jimenez does have 2 wins.
Yeah, give us the speed. I want to still.
He
wanna
just
guess.
won PCS,
So then it's a Mantis.
and then he, I believe it was Waco.
So is it a
was his other one.
8 speed? 6 speed?
It should be a 7-speed.
7 speed.
It's a 7-speed.
I think a Mantis is an 8
So is
speed.
it a Stalker?
It's a 7.6. That's Ricky's total majors. But then you guys were on with the -1-2.
7.6
-1-2.
Maybe a Stalker?
Not a Stalker.
Cicada?
Close.
Sagara.
Sagara.
Ah.
You guys did a pretty good job. The manufacturer is what I mean. You might have had a chance to guess that. Probably would have if you
I
would
felt
have gotten
so
the
confident in
manufacturer
it being Innova for that one.
I did too.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't sure if you guys would snap right to Discraft or Innova. I honestly didn't know because
Well, when you think of Juliana Corver, Valerie,
Elaine
Jenkins,
King, I feel like that's the one you should have known. She's Discraft through and through.
But when you think of Evelina Solonen, Val Jenkins, and Juliana Corver, if you think of those 3 and you just think they're all Innova, and you don't realize some of them won
Corver,
with...
the Corver one, that I really did not know.
Val Jenkins, I thought she won 3 with... I thought she won 3 or 4 with Innova and then went to Discraft because they wouldn't give her a disc.
Yeah, this is...
That's what I thought happened. But I mean, that makes sense.
I would have been
a lot more discouraged if we knew it was Discraft because Discraft's flight numbers never make sense to me. Every 7-speed I think's a 7-speed is actually an 8-speed.
True, because even once we had the flight numbers, we still
like a Sagara is an 8-speed in my head.
Yeah.
Probably because a Passion's an 8-speed.
Yeah.
Like how's a Sagara a 7-speed and a Passion's an 8-speed? That doesn't make sense.
Thinking my Innova mindset that I grew up with, there's no 8 speeds in the world.
Well, T-Bird 3.
T-Bird 3 is an 8 speed. Oh,
yeah.
True.
That's it.
That makes sense.
I mean, I'm sure there's more, but yeah. Yeah, so if I would have heard Discraft first, I still don't think it would have changed. Because even when we knew everything, it took us 3 guesses.
Yeah. Yeah.
That game could have been a lot faster. You could have just said, "Here's your flight number. It's disc draft disc."
It's true.
And we still would have failed.
It's true.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Worlds, as they always do, releases like article that goes over a lot of numbers, and so I thought these were just fun to bring up. So the PGA World set a world record of 25,800 spectators over the week. With, I believe it's 11,500 of those came on the final day, on Sunday. So 11,500 people on the ground Sunday, which is crazy.
Okay.
But 25,800 total across it all on site, which made a €4 million economic impact on Tampere. Then this one we've seen, and I can't find the full breakdown. But there was 1.359 million live viewers on Sunday finals round between Disc Golf Network and YLE. Now, we know a lot of them came from YLE.
1.35 of them came from YLE.
Well, no, see, from my understanding, historically, Worlds on DGN, I do think pushes 30 to 50,000 live.
Yeah, I think I've seen like the number 40,000.
So, but what's weird is I need to find this article because the YLE number that came out was 600 some thousand, if I'm not mistaken. Right? That's what we talked about. That the TV.
Yeah,
like
but then that
ago.
Didn't count like the streaming
It didn't count the
thing.
app. So that's what's confusing to me is like you're telling me I think it was like 500,000. So you're telling me like around 800,000 people watched not on TV. So it's just like how many people have this YLE app and watch disc golf?
I don't know what I feel about these statistics.
Oh, you're thinking there might be fraudulent.
I don't know, dude. Well, I don't know. Maybe not fraud. I don't know that they're fraudulent. I just feel like we figured out that Worlds was broadcasted right after this giant track and field thing.
That is true.
So like I think that,
but that was only on the app. Surely it's not, because like on an app is a whole different watching thing. That's what's confusing me. Is the TV? I can rationalize the number, right? Oh, there's this world championship or whatever. I guess like, national championship track and fields on. It was like the only sporting event on. It had over 1 million concurrent viewers, and then disc golf came on right after it. I mean, all the bars are gonna have that on. Yada yada yada.
If nothing else is going on in
But
Finland.
You're telling me more people were tuning in on the app, which is what this is saying. So that's crazy because an app you're choosing to watch it.
You have to like really seek it out.
Well, the YLE app, like a lot of people have it.
Okay.
It's also like what
population? But like you have to choose to watch it. So it's not like it's not like on my phone I'm watching the track and field and it stays on.
Mm-hmm. And didn't we decide it was like a ridiculously high percentage of like the population of Finland in general?
Well, the app can get outside. I believe the TV was only in Finland.
Right, but where's the app?
Finnish?
Like, where can you watch the app?
Well, I'm saying if you're Finnish, if you've downloaded the app and you're not in Finland, like then you can still watch it on the app.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Versus the Finnish TV was only in Finland. I think some people were even saying in the U.S. I saw people getting a VPN to access the YLE coverage, so they didn't have to pay for DGN.
Okay.
So that also like could beef up the numbers because there was a way to watch it free in the U.S. I saw people posting on Facebook and Reddit like, "Oh, I got a VPN for Helsinki, and then I could go onto YLE and watch Worlds." Yeah. Because I saw people talking about the commentary and so on and so forth. So like, you could watch it from anywhere. So the app expanded the reach exponentially, but it's crazy. 1.4 million people tuning in live, regardless of how they got there. Is a wild number.
It's a number.
It's wild.
Yeah, it
Trev doesn't believe it for a second.
It's a wild number.
Trev's not buying the number.
It's tough for me to comprehend, guys. I'm sorry. Like,
Trev's not buying the number.
Comprehend.
Okay,
what's the number one more time?
I'll read you the article. Event drew a record broadcast audience with Disc Golf Network and YLE, which YLE is the TV station and the app.
Okay.
They're both under YLE from my understanding. Attracting more than 1.35 million viewers on Sunday, August 3rd. Beyond the live coverage, the championship reached record numbers in national sports news, yada, yada, yada.
Here's what I know. Here's what I know. I know that these reports, like, however they're able to arrive at the biggest number possible. It's the same for when sports teams are trying to get their attendance numbers up. However they can arrive at the biggest number possible, that's the route they're going to choose to arrive at that number.
So is it just clicks?
I don't know what it is, but I just know that there's a chance that these numbers could be inflated. Like, I want to know how many people tuned into disc golf that were genuinely interested in watching disc golf and watched it for a bit. But like, well, we can never know that. I understand that. Like, I understand that this data is never perfect with these viewership reports. Like, ratings data is always, across all sports, can be a little misleading and flawed. I do agree that the number is big enough that I'm sure that this was the most watched Worlds ever. Like, I'm never going to disagree with that. But like, it's a staggering number.
The only thing I want to see
is a staggering number.
Shocking, maybe?
Yeah, shocking even.
Shocking, yeah. It was
I
not
want to
troubling,
see.
though.
I want to see the Wiley. I just want to see how many on
to be
DGN.
fair, also, I don't think this matters really. Like, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna do anything harmful necessarily.
Well, no, because from my understanding, disc golf's not coming back to Finland. Unfortunately,
I'm just amazed.
I believe UC retired and the Beast is gone, and from what I understand, the Monster might even be gone, which sucks. So it was great it happened, but I want to know what the DGN number was.
This guy needs
because they
to
keep
know.
looping them together. Which, to be fair, I would too.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm saying. They're going to arrive at these numbers the best way.
But like, I just want to know what the DGN number is, because like, is it like, holy cow? Like, if it was 50,000 people were watching live on DGN, my mind would be blown. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, right.
But that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I just want to. That's why I want to find the YLE numbers, but I can't find the YLE app numbers.
We could get the numbers on the DGN from somebody, surely. Somebody can give them.
Someone could, but I just want to. I want to just. I just want to find it. I just want to find it.
It's not a big deal.
Because YLE, I can't find the app streaming numbers. You can find the ratings, which we talked about like a few weeks ago. You can find like, on TV, this is how many people watched it. Because that's the other thing you could be looking at is they said live viewers. They didn't say concurrent. And there is a drastic difference because, for instance, if Grip Lock was live right now, right, and you come in for 5 minutes and you leave and you come back in for 5 minutes and you leave and you come back in for 5 minutes, that's 3 live viewers.
Yeah.
But when you're there, concurrent is the number that's watching together.
Right.
So like, if all 3 of us are watching at the same time, there's 3 concurrent viewers. If Konner leaves and comes back 10 times, well, now there's 12 viewers if we stayed the whole time.
True that.
So live viewers and concurrent live are 2 completely different things. So that's the other thing that, is there something like that? Like, what number are we using there? Typically, your live viewer, if you're not saying concurrent, is going to be higher than your concurrent live viewers. But regardless, 1.35 is a huge number.
Those are large numbers being done here.
And I just want to know how many of them were Disc Golf Network.
There's probably,
that's what I want to know.
Commenters, if any of you are like, have more expertise in how these reports, or especially Finnish commenters who would just be able to tell us, no, guys, literally, this is like when a big TV event like this is on for our country, like we just all watch. Like, fill us in, maybe. If you live in Finland, like, you should be able to tell me
5.6 million the Finnish population.
So you're telling me like one out of every 5 people's
no more than 50,000 viewers came from DGN. I'm pretty confident in that.
No way.
If more than 50,000 viewers came, DGN, you got to publish those numbers because that'll blow disc golfers' minds.
Well, maybe not with that, though, when you could say 1.3 million.
Because now I'm thinking, did 1.34 million people watch it on TV and 10,000 people watched it on DGN?
If you don't subscribe to DGN or you're not in the know, you might just be like, well, I probably bet more of them came from DGN because America.
Maybe. I don't know.
Advertisers, their eyes are just
bulging.
Yeah, they're like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Millions and millions.
Who knows, man? But it was cool. 4 million economic impact, 11,000 people on the ground. Crazy.
Is it the biggest number associated with our sport in any capacity? I guess no. All that the House of Discs stuff. I guess, and like the social media impression. I'm just saying, like, have we ever tied the number of 1.3 million
UDisc users?
Yeah, there we go.
What's
the biggest number? The amount of debt House of Discs is in is the biggest number associated with disc golf.
That's a funny way to look at it.
The world's impressions was 100 million on social media. They also put that in there.
Just from like all the clips, and like likes and stuff like that.
I'm sure it would just be like how. Combining all of the social media we have.
That's believable because last year we had 37 million of them on our one post.
Yeah.
just views.
Yeah. 100 million. I mean, what is the Holy Shot at? Probably that year. If you go impression, because that was on Pardon My Take, it was on Sports Center.
Yeah, once you get to like the
if
TV
you go Holy Shot, it's got to be probably the biggest number we could pull together.
I don't know. I don't know how viral it went on social.
And then you think about Tilt Ace.
And then you think about
the Tilt Ace.
You think about the Tilt Ace, yeah.
Well, also the
Can somebody start making these just crazy like viewership numbers and ratings numbers for our stuff, and just start to, just come up with the most ridiculous ones you can.
Find a way to make the biggest number possible.
The social media guy for Ledgestone, I forget his name, but he had that like tree kick ace, and that made it on SportsCenter on Instagram.
Really?
Also, I realized that our video of everyone throwing the floating discs at Discmania, the Discmania Open, got picked up by House of Highlights.
Love that.
That got posted. It's really tough when there's no context because like no one knows they're floating discs.
Oh, I had a new
everyone's
one.
just like
I had a new one
they're
happen.
just polluting the lake. It's like, no, guys, they float. They're mermaids.
I made a disc golf TikTok for fun a couple weeks ago just because I was bored and I saw the idea. It was like an edit. I made an edit and posted on my personal TikTok just for fun. And it got like 30,000 views, which I was like, oh, that's cool. Didn't really think anything of it. And then I saw somebody... There was like 3 disc golf accounts that collabed. I know one of them was like gotta go, gotta throw or something. And they just stole it. They posted on Instagram Reels. It was just my thing that I made. No credit.
Call them out.
I just did.
Find it. I gotta find it. I'm gonna call all of them out.
I think that was the page.
I gotta call them all out.
I should be able to find it. I think
that's crazy.
I think they were one of the 3 pages that was collabed on it.
Let's see.
I believe they have. Looks like they have 2 accounts.
Yeah, one of them got like hacked.
It should be this one. The one that, so maybe it's not their account. Like I don't want to throw them under the bus.
You just threw them under the bus.
Well, I'm saying like I don't know if they have.
When did you do it?
Stock just went way down.
Well, I saw it on my. It came up on my For You page. So I don't know when they did it, but it should have been.
Man, this was 5 days ago. Is this you at it?
No. It was. Which one? Was it the other one of these accounts? There's 2 of them. No, this one just has pictures of discs. So it was definitely this was definitely one of the ones that was collabed in it.
Trev's struggling here, guys.
Listen, it happened. I wouldn't just make this up.
Did they just repost it?
No.
Repost is a thing now.
No, it was collabed because they had put a filter over it. It starts with Paul making a putt, and there's just text above it. How often do they post? Like, when was this post? That was August 7th. So this could have been a little bit ago. I might have to scroll a little bit. This is a really exciting podcast. Here it is. Average. So they changed the text, but it says the same thing. But they changed the font. And they added a filter. But it's just.
Oh, I literally saw this.
Yeah, I made this on TikTok. I made this.
I literally saw that. I might have liked it.
So I don't have TikTok anymore. But you can go to my account. If you search my name, you'll find it on there.
Is it funny?
It's just said. So the original post,
Lightning Golf Disc, Revolution, and Gotta Go, Gotta Throw stole Trevor's.
All stole it. So the original post, it has 44,000 views on it.
I'll hit you. I'll say sick edit at. I got you, Trev. I got you. Sick edit at Trev.
The original edit that I saw was average game of wiffle ball with the boys, and it was all these it's like sped up to this music, and it's like really intense baseball clips because it's basically saying like you take it really serious. I'm like, I should do a disc golf one, so I said average casual disc golf round with the boys, and it was the holy shot and Paul making this big putt at USDGC, and it was meant to be like you take it really serious.
Yeah.
And I posted on TikTok. Obviously before this one because I didn't steal this.
Yeah.
And we definitely didn't have the same idea, and they took it.
They did the exact same clips?
It's the same. They took the same clips, added a filter to it, and then did the same exact caption above it with just different text.
Well, but did you edit this? Like they just stole
made that edit. It's probably still on my computer.
But I'm saying you edited this, or they took the same clips and they redid it?
No. I did the sped up. That is exactly how it played out. If somebody
so they just took yours and just put a text over it.
It's probably on my computer right now. Maybe I still have it saved to my phone's videos. Like I don't.
I commented sick edit at Trev Stop, so you better not be making me look like a fool.
No, guys, I'm not making this up. Like that, they did. You don't just come up with this idea the exact same way.
That's crazy.
I'll have to show you guys on my computer. I don't have TikTok anymore, but maybe I can if I just Google it.
I can Google it.
Just
Trev
Google.
Stop. What's your TikTok?
They better issue an apology, man.
TikTok. That should pop it up. Is that
Average
it?
casual round
It's
with the
right
boys.
there. 4 weeks ago. Vindication. I'm down. There it is. It has a freak ton of views. See, I made that. And what's the date? Can you find a date? Because they posted
this is the exact same.
What did they post?
The July 22nd.
8 days, 9 days later.
They did re-edit it. They did the
later.
exact same clips because theirs has like they used the horizontal.
Right, but they took the same. They did the same thing.
They did the exact same thing.
9 days
made
later.
it. I do think they made it.
Doesn't matter.
But they did the exact same thing.
The same thing. 9
clip
days
for
later.
clip, just put a filter over it 9 days later. Wild. Did they comment on it?
Scandal. They had a lot of comments. It was big. It blew
I'm saying,
up,
did
man.
they comment on it? That's tough. That's
That's
tough.
my last thing to grace
And what's funny
TikTok
is the people
bumped out of
like
there.
I think Gotta Go Gotta Throw owns Lightning Discs. I think they collaborated with themselves.
Should I sue?
I don't know.
You should
That's
sue
crazy.
'em.
Oh my
Well, now I'm glad you're out here now. Now the information's out there. Trevor's the hardest editor in disc golf.
Yeah,
Social
dude,
media.
I had a banger out there.
You had a banger and it got stolen.
That's
Dude.
crazy,
It
Trev.
got stolen. Hot seat, gotta go, gotta throw.
Yeah.
That's
I
tough.
wasn't even going to talk about that, but then I just got
They
reminded.
better
I was
issue a
like,
statement.
Yeah.
You better explain yourself.
Go comment on it and just say sick edit at Trev Stop. We'll just flood it. Just
Yeah.
flood the
They
comments.
probably don't realize who they stole that edit from. They didn't
No.
realize it was the mob
Oh,
boss.
They messed up.
yeah.
So
It
that
was
makes
the
you
mob
question
boss, baby.
how often are they doing that?
True.
Probably all the time.
They just
Disgusting.
lost
It was
full
in the
credibility.
hashtag disc golf, so they probably just swiping through hashtag disc golf. Just I'll think this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this.
That's gross. No originality in
You
this
come
world
after
anymore.
me, now you got to mess with our toxic fans.
Unreal. Sick edit at Trev Staub. Also follow Trevor on Instagram. He deserves it. He made that edit you liked.
Yeah,
What's funny is I legit saw it. I didn't like it, but I saw it. 'Cause
Yeah.
once you pulled it up, I was like, I've seen that.
yeah.
Trevor made it.
I'm the guy.
That's so funny.
Dang, dude.
I'm the guy in that picture.
Finnish Nationals went down. That's why the field was a little weaker at Ledgestone. So you had Daniel Davidson taking down Niklas Antila by 6 strokes, which is
down.
impressive. 4-round event. Lori Lettinen came in third there. And then you had Silva Saarinen winning over Evelina Salonen. And then Ida fixed it. Y'all are welcome. Comments.
Was I saying Ida, by the way?
I said Ida the whole time.
Okay.
We both said Ida.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
then the
guys.
comments are like, I told you guys they didn't watch. As we broke down how she lost Worlds. I told you guys they didn't watch. They called her Ida.
You guys are ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
Acting like
I
we
remember
don't
It's
watch.
IIDA. That looks like Ida to
Jiminy.
American. Ida.
There's a
It's
lot,
Ida.
man.
Silva Saarinen, Evelina Salonen,
I'd have got
Ida
that wrong
came in
too,
third.
Hunt.
Nice.
So
I think I made that basically same joke last time we talked about it.
I also do have to explain to people, and this is on me, I guess, but 95% of the time I watch disc golf, it is on mute. Do you want to know why?
Ian Anderson.
That is why. So
He was bad this past week.
So this time of year,
They
I
freaking-
should clarify. This time of year, when they switch over to that team, it's on mute. Also, it's in my living room of my house, so like, I don't even listen to commentary ever.
They threw it to Terry at some
Sorry.
point today, and we're like, Terry, by the way, any update on Kat Merch's secret? And Terry was like, funny enough, I walked up to her and I said, I think I know what your secret is, and I told her, and it turns out I was right, but she doesn't want it shared, so I can't say anything about it.
Really
and then it
good.
comes back to Ian and Des, and they're like, what? No, tell us, Ian. Tell us, Terry.
It's good commentary.
I was like, guys, what are we? There's people throwing shots. Like,
Yeah.
it's good commentary.
if it was something where like she was gonna make an announcement of some type, like she has a new signature disc or what, I don't know. Still, I wouldn't like it, but at least that would be like, oh, it was set up. He legit just like it reminded him, oh, Kat Merch mentioned she had a secret. I wonder if we know what it is. That's not the time and place.
freaking sick.
You're on commentary, Ian.
Freaking sick.
Gosh. Anyways,
I do kind of feel like the lines get blurred between podcast and commentary.
Yeah. I mean, it would
well, I
hap-
think sometimes
it
the
would
line
happen
gets
to me.
blurred between I'm on a phone call with my friends and commentary for them. Because sometimes she's like, oh, Terry, I know we're FaceTiming right now. Do you see where that ended up? I can't quite see it. And it's like, you're doing commentary. What do you mean you can't see it? You got to have angles. What are you talking about? You can't see it. And you got poor Terry running around. He's like, I just walked away. I don't know. I didn't realize that Luke Taylor's putt went in the water. I don't know. What are we doing?
Hit him with it.
All right. Do we want to do our top 10 or just want to do Silas Selects? What are you feeling, Trev?
No, top 10 today.
You don't want to tackle the top 10?
No, dude.
He doesn't want to tackle the top 10. That's probably for the best for Holland and Ella because they would have been slipping. MPO probably wouldn't change that much, to be completely honest with you. We might have snuck Luke Taylor in.
Yeah.
But, well, you know, we'll worry about it next week.
Not a whole lot. That's next week's
We'll worry about it
problem.
after Idlewild. What we do have to worry about right now, Silas Selects.
And I am worried about
it.
I am worried about it.
Trev's got it once. I've got it once. Khan's still waiting.
That's interesting you said that.
Oh, we do. Did we ever clarify the bet situation for Heimberg on air?
So we found the root of the bet, guys.
Yeah. I made the bet.
Hunter was actually on the side that Calvin would not win a major before 2027. I said he would.
But we never agreed
We never
on
agreed
terms.
to it. If we had, because I backed out because I would have had to drive to California and back or something like that.
Yeah.
And Hunter would have had to do a 24-hour video game stream of my choice.
Yeah.
So
we never agreed on the terms.
Never agreed to.
But it was fun. I was the one that was against Calvin.
Yeah, it's funny. But in hindsight, I'm still glad I didn't take that bet because like I would have been sweating it out for years.
Yeah.
Like that would have been so scary. I would have had 2 more tries.
Well, it turns out we wouldn't have remembered.
12 more or 8 more, whatever.
Wouldn't have remembered,
Wouldn't have
so.
remembered.
Oh, there was something on the line. We would remember.
I
remember that stuff.
I think that Silas put a Shrike.
I think that this is from the niche brand shelf.
Ooh.
And I'm feeling either a Dune.
It's Ida.
I'm thinking either a Dune
Oh.
or a Stokely Discs
Oh.
Ren.
So which one are you going with?
I'm taking the Thunderbird.
Oh.
I didn't say one of those, Trev.
That's what I'm taking.
What do
I'm
you
going to
think?
go with a Dune.
So we have Dune, Shrike, Thunderbird.
If it's a Ren, I'm hitting my head against my microphone.
Bel Air. You were on the right line
I
of
was
thought.
on the right line of
That
thought.
was a guessable disc.
That was.
It felt guessable. Felt attainable.
Dang.
It's a good disc.
He avoids us yet again. All right, well, that wraps up this week. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll talk to you again for the Idlewild preview show.
Ida.
In
It's
just a few
pronounced
days.
Ida. Ida Wild.